Congratulations to our University of Birmingham graduands. Here we are in the Great Hall at the heart of the Edgbaston campus. Attendees, mostly graduands and their friends and family, are seated. Here are the student musicians. Now we're getting started. Here's the first of our 2 mace bearers beginning the ceremony. The centenary mace bearer is usually a staff member who has volunteered to take part in the ceremony. The mace bearer enters through the back of the Great Hall and leads a procession of staff to the stage. The Esquire Beadle, who is the second of the 2 mace bearers, follows. The maces are placed on stage for the duration of the ceremony.
Gives me the greatest of pleasure to declare this ceremony open.
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Birmingham. It's great to see so many of you here and thank you for coming. As Deputy Head of the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you, our graduates, and your friends and families and supporters to your graduation ceremony. We are here today to celebrate you, your hard work, your dedication, resilience. Today marks the culmination of this part of your educational journey. You choose the University of Birmingham community in a fantastic city which champions excellence, fosters and encourages a thirst for knowledge. During your time at Birmingham, we have emerged from a global pandemic which has impacted our lives in so many ways you could never imagined. We've witnessed terrible invasion of Ukraine and its ongoing war. We've experienced a significant cost of living crisis and challenges at home. In such times, the power of relationships is critical. As the university, we see the power of our partnerships with the Ivan Franko University in Lviv, which is helping support conservation of Ukrainian higher education. We see this as a host of academics fleeing the war and conflict from many parts of the world. We see it face. All of your journeys to reach this point have not been what you necessarily would have expected. They have been journeys marked with challenges, growth, moments of doubt, moments of inspiration. But you are here today having overcome these barriers and having achieved your goals nonetheless. Just for a second, stop and consider what you've achieved. Your stories may be different, but they will have common threads. You have explored new ideas, experienced the thrill of intellectual discovery. You have tackled seemingly insurmountable problems and overcome them. You have met new people who have inspired you in ways that you might not ever imagined. You've made new friends, many that will last a lifetime. You've expanded your horizons, challenged assumptions, and developed critical thinking skills necessary to thrive in the world that awaits you. I hope you'll look back at all of this time and feel a huge sense of pride. Today is an important step in your journey, a moment to celebrate the tenaciousness, determination, and drive that you've had to show to reach these goals. In today's rapidly changing world, with society facing complex, interconnected challenges, you are the leaders and the innovators who will shape our future. It is hope that your time here at Birmingham has equipped you with the tools you need to embrace this role with compassion, understanding, and confidence. Your actions have the power to make a difference, so choose to make that difference in a positive way. As you embark on the next chapter of your story, let us take a moment to recognise those who have been instrumental in your success so far. Sitting behind me are just some of the university community and colleagues that have encouraged you on your intellectual curiosity, nurtured your creativity, and inspired you to question and explore. You have also been supported by a myriad of tutors and students and other colleagues around you. I would like to invite you to take this opportunity to thank them in the time that you support your time here. Of course, we shouldn't forget those sitting just in front of me in the Great Hall, and those watching online around the world, possibly with tissues, certainly with cameras. They will be your friends and family supporters who will be very proud of what you achieved. You will have had a person or persons who believe in you, people who've supported you and showed you kindness, and without whom you wouldn't be here. Graduands, let's give a round of applause and a huge cheer to say thank you for all the supporters and the people who have made this possible. Soon, you're going to come up on this stage, and Lord Milamori will admit you to your degree. This is your moment. When your name is read out, it's then that you've graduated. And families and friends, please take this cue to whoop, cheer, and make as much noise as you want to. So be careful on the steps, give a big smile, wave to the cameras, and save your moment. Thank you.
Now for the handing of the scrolls. The graduands will walk from the left of the stage to the centre and collect their scroll from the conferring officer. After they're congratulated, they'll walk off stage.
There's some confusion here, I'm very sorry. Do I declare the congregation open? I declare the congregation open. And I introduce the Chancellor. Is that correct? Sorry for that. And please. I'm reading names right now. Okay, sorry. All right, my mistake. Sorry. Dear students and family, this is my first year at the University of Birmingham. My name is Aad van Moorsel. I'm the head of School of Computer Science. It's the home of all the students that graduate today, and I will read the name. Chancellor, to you and to the university, I present the names of these graduates as listed in the program, proof worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees.
Thank you. By virtue of my authority as Chancellor, I admit those persons listed in the program, both in attendance and in absentia, to the degree for which they are to be presented.
The degrees are in the School of Computer Science, Doctor of Philosophy, for research into the effect of individual adaptation of e-learning for learners with Arabic dyslexia, Adil Al-Dazari. For research into model-based machine learning for building transparent medical diagnostic tools, Xinyu Chen. For research into the microarchitectural security of embedded firmware and trusted execution environments, Sitai Chen. For research into predicative aspects of domain theory and univalent foundations, Tom de Jong. For research into dynamic optimization using evolutionary algorithms, Daniel Herring. For research into capturing human attention and integration of the attention to visual tasks, Nora Huranyi. For research into noise reduction in differentially private machine learning, Zhanyang Huang. For research into the true logical shape of numbers, Ming Ng. For research into computational intelligence for automotive design optimization, Sneha Saha. For research into managing route planning and situation awareness in teams of unmanned vehicles, Zagir Mohammed Yusuf. Master of Science Awards, Advanced Computer Science, Shankar Amai. Masters Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, Arif Ajoubi. Thank you very much, and I was very much invited to come and have a chat with me. Still Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Masters, Luo Wang. Masters in Computer Science, Roshani Shahzad. And Hannah Wasim. Masters in Cybersecurity, Mohammed Najmul Islam. Masters in Data Science, Abdul Kader Jalil. James John McCracken-Smith. Masters in Science Computer Science, Miles John Corty. Vlad Dimitri Florea. Stephen Adam Holmes. Marceli Christoph Kroll. Flynn Martin McGurn Collins. Alicia Smith. Adriana Ungarianu. Marianne Vinice. Master of Engineering, Computer Science and Software Engineering, Abdullah El Sayed. Ethan Lee Peterson Barker. Medea Ramona Samtiuc. Bachelor of Science, Artificial Intelligence and Computer Science, Sarah Ziyad Al Abdul Kader. Alma Farhan Al-Katani. Also, Omar Said Mohammed Al-Suwaidi. Mishkat Bakr. Yusuf Mohammed Abu Bakr Hussain Basarai. Shi Ho Chung. Min Chang Chung. Andrei Robert Gusenko. Patricia Dudas. Ignomen de Gedar Maciendo. Alexandru Popa. Sami Ribadieri. Jess Shrimali. Yawai Chu. Yawai Wang. Zikun Tsang. Saoyun Daniel Tsangsan. Juan Feng Zhao. Yin Sen Zhao. Bachelor in Artificial Intelligence or Computer Science with an industrial year. Greg John James Kerr. Callum Lewis Kindred. Amar Varis Sultan. Robert Leonard Tabascu. Cameron Thomas Wabley. Bachelors in Computer Science, Hodeva Aizrau. Paul Christian Aldia. Julian Afram. Jacob Bradford. Liam Butterick. Raymond Jared Kando. Madeline Grace Chambers. Yuliang Chan. Xifang Chang. Darcy Childs. Saba Dalfi. Tristan Darrell. Sichi Fang. Jahao Gai. Husaib Hassan. Thomas Shan Hao. Christopher James Hawkes. Hugo Paul Jules Hazard. Hanwan He. Abdur Rahman Hijazi. Sophie Sarah Hoos. Harrison Robert Sanford Hughes. Subhan Hassan. Mohammed Junaid Hussain. Mohammed Isan. Iman Iqbal. Nicholas Yamabo. Afarin Izadi. Ode Javada. Kai Gigi. Benjamin Ethan Jones. Joseph Karuti Kazakal Bijumun. Joseph James Kitcher. Daisy Kilby. Changwen Kim. Amina Masood. Maria Markulova. Catherine Milne. Chinadum Nyozekwi. Donald Ofori. Zicheng Ao. Jiwon Park. Daniel Perry. Jason Neil Phelps. Neum Popat. Abdullah Rafiq. Muhammad Fajez Raja. Adnan Rashid. Usman Sabir. Dilkash Singh Sahota. Thomas Burton Schoolar. Rowan Sharma. Samuel Shattuck. Jas Sherrill. Robert Simpson. Hasandeep Singh. Wuqing Wang. Yifan Wang. Yichuan Wang. George Christopher Michael Wellington. Zach Witters. Chi Kyu Jeffrey Wong. Louis Wright. Kevin Wu. Lihu Zhao. Hanqi Zhao. Bachelor of Computer Science with an industrial year, Daniel Batchford. Bianca Kurlaru. Aidan Thomas Died. Joshua Hamilton Brown. William Thomas Harding. Theo James Hodges. Manpreet Mandir. Henry Gabriel James McCarn. Tudir Christian Mingares. Lila Sudha Mupala. Christopher Callum Naylor. Hannah Riaz. Ryan Salisbury. Theodora Sandhu. Sumit Singh. Ruxandra Maria Stanciu. Daniel Stefan Stoika. Harry Benjamin Stoltz. Anthony Tanner. Clark Verma. Jack Walton. Henry Weathersby. Oliver Weisfeld. Bachelor in Computer Science with Study Abroad, Joseph Smith. Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with Digital Technology Partnership, Callum Billen. Benjamin Burrows. Matthew David Byte. David Daniel Candriano. Matthew Clutterbuck. Eleanor Rose Cooper. Eleanor Coward. Frank Charles James Crossley. Jonathan Dane. Matthew Dawson. Lucy Elizabeth Axley. Kirsty Givert. Benjamin David Harrison. Jordan Haskell. Hannah Higgins. William David Holbrook. Joel Hutchinson. Isa Kasuchi. Leon Kiss Chancellor. Oscar Lindenbaum. Oliver Christian Little. Jay Nui. Samuel Joseph Okonovsky. Yobosa Brittany Okiria. Kushal Patel. Sana Sita Patel. Nicholas Poffley. Justin Radu. William James Rainbird. Jacob Samuel Riley. Daniel Joseph Rutter. Andrew Hugh Gerard Safar. Benjamin Jeremy Standen. Benjamin Stein. William George Tebron. Joshua Froome. Jamie White. Daniel Williams. Ben Scott Williamson. Jacob Wilson. Joel Wolinski. John Sunika. I now would like to introduce the student representative to give a speech on behalf of the graduating cohort. The student representative is Isa Ismail Kasuji.
Distinguished guests, I feel so lucky that we've been able to witness such a tremendous display of skill, resilience, and hard work this year. Of course, I'm talking about my football team Arsenal's performance in the Premier League last season. Last September, I heard a message from Arsenal's manager, Mikel Arteta, that really stuck with me. And that message was, what's most important is not the destination or the journey. What's most important is the company we keep. And I'll be honest, when I first heard that message, the reason it stuck with me is because I thought it was incredibly corny. But over the past 10 months, I've come to realize just how true it is. Because standing here today, what I treasure most about my time here is not that piece of paper or the numbers on it. What I treasure most is all the time spent with some truly amazing people. And that's what it's about. It's about all the time spent in labs in first year, the day before an assignment's due, and feeling the collective sense of panic in the room grow as the hours edge towards midnight. But we're all there for each other, supporting each other through it. It's about all the time spent in second year, slaving away on that team project, wondering if it'd all be worth it in the end, only for it all to be ruined by one dodgy Git merge. Sorry, team. And it's about all the time spent in final year, reassuring each other that no, you're not the only one behind on your final year project, and it's all going to be okay. And that's what it's about. I'm so grateful to all of the people who have helped me along the way. Joel, Ben, Ikem, Frank, Dan, Nick, Oscar, Leon, Kush, Will, Matt, Kai, Kuzi, Hannah, Ellie, Leela, Amar, Manny, Steve-O, Razvan, Justin. It's about all of you, man. And I'm so thankful to every single other students in here for being great company to share the journey with. I'm so proud of you all. And I know for a fact that the people in this room are going to go on to achieve great things in your career. So I'm not going to wish you the best of luck in your career. Instead, I hope that you keep on to good company. People who challenge you to be better. People who are there to reassure you in difficult times and celebrate with you in good ones. Shout out to Yakajan, shout out to Becky, shout out to my amazing family. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave you one last time with this. What's most important is not the destination or the journey. What's most important is the company we keep. Thank you.
What a great speech. Isa, huge round of applause. Fantastic. Resilience, and he was not talking about his football team, he was talking about all of you. Not the destination or the journey, but the company we keep. A collective sense of panic. That sounded familiar. Reassuring each other. And you listed the people who helped you without hesitation. And you said about your contemporaries that you're all going to do well, but keep good company and keep company with people who challenge you to do better. I mean, fantastic advice and so brilliantly articulated. So graduates, you were graduates, you're now graduates, so congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you to Professor Ian Jefferson for your opening remarks. I've been Chancellor here for 9 years, something I'm very proud of. I have a long history with this university. My maternal grandfather graduated here in the 1930s. My mother graduated here in the 1950s. My uncle, her brother completed his PhD in the 1960s, and here I am as Chancellor. And it's an enormous privilege to have this relationship with my family going back almost a century with this university. And I noticed how so many of you, when you came up to get your degrees, looked behind me at your teachers. And you know, we are so lucky at this particular university. We really cherish and encourage our teachers to be the best that they can possibly be. Because the university is about teaching and it's about research. And I remember when I was with my colleague in the House of Lords, I've been in the House of Lords for 17 years this month. It'll be exactly 17 years. I was the third youngest peer when I was appointed in 2006. I'm still one of the younger peers in the House of Lords. We have a lot of experience. And soon after I started, one of my colleagues, who's a hero of mine, Lord Martin Rees, who was at that time the Master of Trinity College, Cambridge, who was at that time the President of the Royal Society, and he is to this day the Astronomer Royal, one of the most brilliant people on this planet. And he said, Karan, I need your help. You're from India. I'm hosting President Abdul Kalam of India, who's about to receive the King Charles Medal. It's only been given once before. It can only be given to a head of state or former head of state who's a scientist. And it was last given the first time to the Emperor of Japan, and this time we're giving it to President Abdul Kalam. Will you just keep me some company while we give him the award and show him around? And they had all the archives of the Royal Society laid out, some of the highlights, including Isaac Newton's papers. Isaac Newton was the former president of the Royal Society. We were walking around just before the award ceremony, and I just asked the president, who I'd met a few times before, I said, Mr. President, where did it all start for you? And the whole entourage stopped. He said, Karan, it started for me with a teacher when I was 11 years old on the island of Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu in South India, and I went to the local school. My family were very poor, and this teacher at the age of 11 drew the picture of a bird on the blackboard and described the concept of flight. And he said, I was mesmerized. I wanted to know more about flight, more about physics, more about science. He studied science. He became a rocket scientist. He headed India's space program and then became the most popular ever president of India. And it started with one teacher. So I would ask the graduates, could you please stand up and thank your family who supported you through all this, and thank your wonderful teachers. Please, could you stand up, and the graduates, and give them a huge... Yeah. Thank you very much. So, please be seated. Now, you know, you're going to be walking out of those doors as graduates, but I'm going to tell you this one fact. You can check out any time you want, but you can never leave. This is Hotel California. You never leave this university. You are members of this university for life. You are members of the Birmingham family forever. You join 300,000 people around the world, and you will always be a part of this family. When I became an alumnus of the Harvard Business School, the next day I received an email asking me for money. We're a little bit less blunt than that over here, but do give us some money, because you're all going to be very successful. I know that, it's a fact. You will be successful. But it's not just the money. Give back in time, give back in mentoring, come back and lecture to the students. Give back to your university in every way that you can. We've had a campaign measuring volunteering hours as part of our fundraising. No other university in the world has ever done that. Millions of hours being put back into the university. And after Oxford and Cambridge, we are the university that raises the highest amount of money. All that we benefit from, this wonderful building, the 300 acres that we have here, the most beautiful part of Birmingham, is all down to benefaction. And we wouldn't be here without old Joe, Joseph Chamberlain, what he did over 100 years ago, founding this university. And look at the exhibitions along the corridors here. Phenomenal things that have John and Harry Boot, who developed the cavity magnetron, the key component of the modern radar and microwave oven, one of the most amazing inventions from the Second World War. 10 Nobel Prizes from this university. And our research, we are proud of our research. We have some of the best research. In the latest assessments, we did phenomenally well in research. And what better example than our students who got doctorates today? Let's give them a big round of applause. We do research with universities around the world, with Brazilian universities, with Indian universities, 40 research as we speak, air pollution, sustainable development, you name it, improving lives, saving lives around the world. We have the Tyseley Energy Park that is creating ways of renewable energy and solutions for fuel poverty in the future. Absolutely phenomenal work that gets done by our university, both on campus and outside. During the pandemic, sadly, most of you have had a tough time. You've had to study through the pandemic. It disrupted the whole world. We had the best testing capability of any university. In fact, I played a small role in helping the Premier League football season, which came to a halt with the first lockdown, and I was approached saying, you've got the best testing professors. With their help, the government might give us permission to continue the season without spectators, and we did it thanks to this university, and the Premier League season carried on throughout the pandemic because of us. So there's a lot that people don't know about that is phenomenal about this university's capabilities. The Commonwealth Games. We had the Commonwealth Games here in Birmingham last year. How many of you, can I just see a show of hands, watch the Commonwealth Games on TV or in person? Can I just see just about everybody? 1 billion people around the world. You know, I'm saying this without exaggeration. This university played a bigger part in those games than any university has played in any games anywhere in the world, Olympic, Asian, Commonwealth, ever before. Baton relay, I was there when Her Majesty the Queen at Buckingham Palace handed over the baton to the first baton relay holder and went around the whole world. That baton was designed by this university. That baton was taking not just images and films wherever it went, but measuring the air quality and the air pollution, coming back to our Professor Francis Pope over here, who was looking and analyzing it, the most advanced baton ever in the history of any games. We were major sponsors of the games. We hosted hockey on our campus. We hosted squash in the amazing sports arena that we have that Princess Anne came to open. We had the Athletes' Village. 3/4 of the athletes stayed on our campus, and Prince Charles, now His Majesty, came and visited that. So it's phenomenal what we've done, and this year I'm proud to say we are going to be hosting the International Blind Sports Federation World Games. Isn't that wonderful? And I'm going to tell my fellow peers, Lord Colin Lowe, who joined the House of Lords with me on the same day, blind, former president of the RNIB. Lord David Blunkett, one of my heroes, the former Home Secretary, blind peer. And Lord Chris Holmes, one of the most decorated Paralympians on this planet, blind peer in the House of Lords. They will be so proud that the University of Birmingham is doing this. So please do keep in touch with the university. Did you notice, by the way, look at the families here, look at the students. How many international students graduated today? This country has over 690,000 international students, and I'm the co-chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on International Students. I'm a former international student myself, and I'm so grateful to all of you international students here. Thank you first for the money, £42 billion. Thank you, it's very good. Yeah, but hang on, it's much more than the money. Much more important is what you do in enriching the experience of our students, of our universities. What you do in putting back into the communities here in Birmingham, what your families do coming and visiting, and most importantly, by being permanent ambassadors for this university and for the United Kingdom. There are more world leaders who've been educated at British universities, along with America, than any other countries in the world, by miles. Generation-long links with this country. My 87-year-old mother, her best friends are her friends from Birmingham University in the 1950s, and she speaks to them on the phone from India to this day. That's how strong it is. Thank you to the international students. They deserve a huge round of applause. So I'm concluding now, because my duty as Chancellor to give you some advice. Firstly, you will get a job, okay? That's almost guaranteed. We have one of the highest employment rates of any British university. So that's a done deal. Next thing, I said when you leave, you never leave. My youngest son, I was dropping him to school one day, and 17 years old, he said, "Dad, you've got to live as if you're going to die tomorrow." I said, "Josh, what are you talking about?" He said, "Dad, you've got to learn as if you're going to live forever." Where did you get that? Dad, Mahatma Gandhi, of course. So live as if you're going to die tomorrow, learn as if you're going to live forever. Lifelong learning is not a cliched term. It is real. Please keep learning. Putting back into the community. Can I see from the students, the graduates, how many of you took part in the Guild Awards or attended it or know about it? The Guild Awards, yes? You all know about the Guild Awards? Yes, there we are. What a great event. I come to it every single year as Chancellor, where the students put on a show for the students, by the students, entertainment, talent, and awards for putting back in the community here in the university, and it's inspirational what they do over and above their studies. So keep putting back into your community. Be proud of this university. I spoke at the QS rankings. There are two big global rankings. The biggest one is the QS ranking of universities around the world, and I spoke at their annual conference in February. Do you know, I was so proud. 4 out of the top 10 universities in the world are British universities. 5 are American. Yes, that deserves a round of applause. Absolutely. 5 are American and 1 is Swiss. Hang on. America, population, 330 million. UK, 67 million. They have 5, we have 4. I think we do pretty well. Top 100 in the world. Top 100 in the world. This country, less than 1% of the world's population. We have 17, including the University of Birmingham, 17 out of the top 100 in the world. This country has the best universities in the world, along with America. Be proud that you've graduated from a British university, and that to one of the best in the world. To this day, I am in the House of Lords, I'm Chancellor of this great university, but I still chair the company that I founded, Cobra Beer. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm proud to be an entrepreneur. And I've realized there's one word that sums up entrepreneurs more than any other word. Entrepreneurs have guts. They have the guts to do it in the first place, but more importantly, they have the guts to stick with it when others would give up. And my advice to you is this. You've heard from the opening speech from a professor, there's a war going on. There are economic crises. There's a cost of living crisis. There are challenges all the time. And my late father, General Billimore, who at one stage commanded 350,000 troops, he said, "Son, the true test of leadership is not in the good times. The true test of leadership is in times of adversity. And you will be faced with challenge after challenge. Face up to them. You're all going to be leaders one day. And most importantly, have the right attitude. Aspire and achieve. Aspire and achieve against all odds with integrity. Because it's better to fail doing the right thing than to succeed doing the wrong thing. Stick to those things and you will not go wrong. But sorry, you will go wrong. Because good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. So make those mistakes, learn from the mistakes, and keep going better and better. So finally, I wish you good luck. And the best definition of luck that I've ever heard is luck is when determination meets opportunity. And I picture it as waves going past you in life. If you're determined, you might just catch one of those waves. If you're not determined, the waves will go past you all your life. So be determined and get lucky. And finally, believe in yourselves. My favorite saying of Mahatma Gandhi's, if I can paraphrase it, is your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits form your character, and your character determines your destiny. Good luck, congratulations, and all the very best. Thank you. I now declare this congregation and ceremony closed.
Congratulations to our new graduates. The attendees applaud our new graduating class. To close the ceremony, the maces are collected from the stage. The mace bearers lead the procession of staff and new graduates out of the Great Hall. The ceremony that completes the university journey for hundreds of Birmingham alumni is now closed.